The lockdown affecting the central region of Khomas aimed at the third COVID-19 wave is set to end this week, but the measures will have an impact on the private sector that is already facing revenue losses and supply chain disruptions. The NCCI said interventions will lead to the recovery of the economy and commended government's efforts in this regard, but also said that engagements need to take place between the public and private sectors.
Obviously, the industry is hard hit. If you cannot open your businesses at night, if you cannot have more than 10 people where you require numbers of people to come and support you, obviously that will have a negative impact on you. But what I'm saying is we are working with the government to reduce the impact of the disease so that we can open up as early as possible. And whilst we would like governments to be consultative in this process, if drastic steps need to be made, because we as Namibians do not behave ourselves, we do not adhere to the protocols, I cannot blame the government, because they have to do what they can do to save the lives of the people of this country. We see what is happening in other countries, like in Europe, America and so on, where people were disciplined, they went for vaccination, they social distance. We can see that life is almost back to normal in those countries. I was watching the European soccer yesterday. The stadiums were full. In Namibia, we cannot gather as more than 10 people. And you see the difference there. Discipline and adherence to guidelines that we get absolutely matter in this instance.
The president of the chamber urged businesses in all sectors of the economy to encourage and facilitate for employees to participate in the vaccination process, adding that reaching herd immunity offers the best chance for a return to normalcy.
Government will take actions that are informed by the developments on the ground. And it is important for us as Namibians, as the government people, as the private sector, as business Namibia, to look at what will bring the spread of this pandemic down. And the directives are very clear. There are protocols that we must adhere to. We must social distance, we must sanitize, we must wash our hands, we must mask up. If all of us, both in businesses and in our general life, in our families, can do that, it will allow the government to relax the conditions that are imposed on us now. But if we, as a people of this country, are not disciplined enough to adhere to these basic protocols that we are told to do, then we will continue to suffer the lockdown that will come from the government, which is understandable. Therefore, it is always good for communication to take place, for consultations to take place, but the most important thing for us as Namibians is let us do and follow the protocols that are there. Let us go and vaccinate. And as leaders, I would like to call upon all the business leaders and all the government leaders to take the leading role by vaccinating and encouraging their business colleagues, their families, their friends, the society to follow suit. Because it is only through vaccination that we can really have a significant impact in bringing this down.
Uirab also expressed gratitude to the Health Ministry, frontline workers as well as firms in the private sector that are providing healthcare services. The NCCI represents the business community in Namibia and defends their priorities.